All right, what's poppin', people? We back here today recording on Pokemon Showdown, and what we're going to be recording is actually Gen 8 NU. We're going to do a video idea that Pokemon MD did, and it's with the kings and queens of of Pokemon with the names. So here I decided to do NU just because all of these mons are either PU or below PU. Some of them are PUBL, like Kingler right there, as you can see in Vespiquen, or not Vespiquen, but Kingdra. Kingler and Kingdra are both like PUBL. So I had to use NU for this. If I could use PU, I would have done it. But unfortunately, we can't. And Drizzle is actually banned in NU. So I had to change the team up a little bit, put a Rain Dance on it or whatever. So Kingdra is my only Swift Swim mon. Seaking is Spadef. Vespiquen is physically defensive. I know, I'm sorry. I keep switching it out around a lot. Like I keep clicking on everybody. And this is because actually I'm recording this audio after I played all the games because my audio got jacked up because of my roommates. So yeah, so you can see the reason I have Politoed on this team is because, when you trade Poliwhirl to evolve into a Politoed, it needs to hold a King's Rock. So that's why I have Politoed on this team. And it also goes really, really well with the 3-4 water Pokemon that I have, boosting, the water moves and stuff like that. And I have a lot of like flip turn, U-turn, on Sarina, on Vespiquen and Seaking, things like that, And then you have Kingler, Vespiquen, she's the queen of the hive, and Sarina has queenly majesty. So yeah, they go really well with NU. At least they can put a little bit more work in rather than OU if I'm going to use like a full team of like kings and queens. Not saying that these guys aren't powerful or anything like Kingdra when Rain was still like prevalent in OU. It was definitely being used a lot until Barraskewda came in, and then they both fell down to like RU and PUBL and whatnot. Seaking with the ability Lightning Rod is actually really interesting because it prevents like volt switches, and like it actually boosts your special attack, which my Seaking is actually specially defensive, so it's not going to help me much, but whatever. I don't have any like special attack investment. And we have our first game here. Rotom is a huge threat. He can Leaf Storm and Volt Switch. The biggest threat to my team. That's why I'm going to lead off with Sarina here. Because everything else pretty much just get Volt Switched on or Leaf Storm for like Seaking and things like that. And nothing on my team is faster until like I get a boost. Kingdra would have been all right as well. But his Exploud is also a huge threat, and he leads off straight with Exploud. Honestly, at this point, I probably should have U-turned out hoping my Sarina lives, but I was so afraid of his Rotom that I was like, shit, I really need this Sarina. I'm going to go into a mon that can possibly take it. And the worst mistake I made was probably going into Politoed there, because Politoed is my Rain Dance mon. As soon as Rain doesn't happen, well, everything else just dies. You know what I mean? Nothing else is faster, so this is not going to work out. I went to Seaking hoping that it would take one, but this is unfortunately Choice Specs, and Seaking, even with the special defense, max HP, does not take it. And at this point, I'm pretty much just sacking every single mon. It's game over for me. I'm just hoping that Kingdra, who is like 10 points faster, can knock it out with the Specs Draco, as you will see me try to do that later. I was thinking about editing this part of the video out, but I was just like, hey, why not? I played 4 games, won 3 and lost this one, so might as well show you what happened basically here. And I'm just looking at all my Pokemon, and at this point in the video, I was also talking about I can't exactly flip turn because he has a Vaporeon and things like that. Like this guy has a very solid NU team. And the Surf Edge is also really crazy. So I ended up sacking Kingler there because I was like, hey, you know what? That's like the least useful mon for me right now, and I have to go for a Specs Draco. Scald might not take him out. Plus, he might go into Vaporeon here. He doesn't have to predict because all my mons are pretty low, and unfortunately, I missed the Draco. And that's game right there. So nothing else on my team can survive. I have to get out of there and forfeit. So yeah, we're going to look for another match right now, and immediately we found one, and this match was so fucking scary. This match was really scary because, I was like, what is he going to do? So I just lead off with Politoed because, I was like, whatever. I don't care. I'll put him on a timer. I was thinking he may have Substitute, which would be really bad for me, actually. If he did, I would have just lost. He goes hard Blastoise for some reason, and you can clearly see it's a bunch of Shell Smash mods, and, I've seen, like, the evolutions have copycat. So I know what he's about to do, but like, what can I really do to stop that, right? I'm just going to go for Scald here because he is on a timer. I'm going to go for Protect. Doesn't matter whatever it is because my one of my Pokemon, which one is this? Seeking? I believe Seeking has Haze. So like hopefully Seeking lives because it is specially defensive as he has a oh, you guys actually can't see it in the chat, but he actually has a white or not white eject pack. There we go. Now you can see it. Eject pack. So I go for that there. I probably could have went for Toxic, but I forgot the rain turns actually ended, and he's going to go for Hyper Voice here, the pixelated boosted Hyper Voice, which is going to straight up just kill me. And I made a misplay right here, to be honest, but you know, it's just whatever. I have to sack this Mon now. And then go into Seeking and hopefully Haze and live. I should be able to 364 HP plus a lot of special defense. I think he should have went for Hyper Voice because it's boosted and stronger. And he keeps going for Copycat here, and I'm just like, okay, cool. It goes for knockoff too, knocks off my leftovers, which is fine. I'm going to go for Flip Turn here because if he decides to copy that too, my Politoed doesn't care because it has Water Absorb. So yeah, because I went for Scout actually, and then I went hard Politoed. So right here, I can just try to wake up because honestly, it really doesn't matter. Or I can go Seeking here, try to sack it as he tries to go for Protect, and I can just go for knockoff here into his Wartortle, which actually did not have an item, which is really interesting. I Flip Turn out here, go into Vespiquen, and U-turn out. You know what I mean? You can't block me if I keep U-turning and Flip Turning, right? I love momentum. It really gets you out of some situations. Which actually I'm going to make a video on that later, a full momentum team. He goes for Yawn, and I just U-turn out and do the same thing over and over and just Flip Turn out again. And at this point, I don't think he can win. At this point, it's still possible, but like it's still, scary because my Seeking doesn't have any health left to stop the next door power. And he goes for Shell Smash here, and I'm just like, fuck. I try to go for a U-turn because I know it's going to take him out, but he's like, oh, all right, now just go for a Power Whip. And hopefully I don't miss in case he tries to, Baton Pass or something. As he goes for another Shell Smash and dies, now I can just go for U-turn out on this guy, on his Protect or whatever he decides to do here. Or now he just decides to forfeit, so that's my first win in NU. This is actually a new account that I'm using, so that's why my ranking right now is only at 1,000. So that first one right there got me some points. And then we're going against this guy again. Rotom is a huge goddamn threat. Salazzle is a huge threat. Savali could be a threat if it's also like a grass, or it can't be grass because he has 2 grass type mons on his team. But depending on what Salazzle is, could be a threat too. Or not Salazzle, Savali, I mean. Sylveon, if it Calm Minds Up, could be a threat. Like everything on his team can be a threat. All right, let's just put it like that. Decidueye, with that grass type and everything. See, I got the Sheer Force on Kingler. It's a really, really nice set. I like using it. I tend to use Sheer Force on actually moves like Liquidation and Body Slam and like moves that actually matter. Not matter, but like these that actually get a boost from it. So I'm gonna just go for a Toxic here, I believe. Because it's like, I don't think he has anything to really take me out. Yep, and I'm Water Absorb. I think he should have predicted that, to be honest. And go for Protect here, get some more chip, and I can just go into Seeking here because it's Spadef. And I believe I do exactly that. He gets a critical hit because, critical hit boost, and it doesn't do anything at all. So I'm just going to go for a knockoff here, as he misses his Air Slash, which is really interesting. He was Scope Lens. And now I can just Flip Turn out. Just fine. He goes for Ice Beam, hoping to damn, he gets a crit on the Ice Beam, which is really sad. But hoping to, what's it called? Freeze me, I guess. So now going to Kingdra, I can go for Scald. I don't have Surf. Surf would have taken out his Mon in one hit. I wanted Scald just because, my team is not that strong. Kingdra gets a kill whenever it comes in, basically. But I want it, in case it doesn't, I want it to burn some Mons, you know what I mean? So I'm deciding to go for Toxic here, in case he is Calm Mind. Oh, actually I don't. I just go for that, I guess. And then at this point, I think I sack something. Yeah, I actually don't sack something. He goes hard Salazzle for some reason. I go for Scald. I know the Disable Substitute bullshit set, so I decided to go for a Flip Turn here and just, mess with him. And go into Kingdra here and just Flip Turn right on out. because he's not faster than me, so he doesn't bother protecting here. Because I mean, he honestly should have to get rid of my rain turns. But yeah, so he goes into Decidueye here, and you know, me fearing this thing, I'm gonna go into Sarina, I think. Or maybe I go for a knockoff. No, I go into Vespiquen because Vespiquen is like 4 times resistant against grass or against the grass. Yeah, so he goes for Flame Charge, and I still manage to U-turn out of there. Get a little bit of leftovers on my Seaking. Honestly, probably not a great play because it invites in like not what I was expecting, but like, you know, he could have invited in the other things. And he was Pixie Plate on this, which is kind of scary because it's a really powerful Hyper Voice. And I have to go into like... what did I go into there? I sacked Politoed for some reason. I honestly, I don't think Politoed could have set up another Rain Dance because, like, come on, seriously. So I go for a Liquidation here, and it does almost 50 to Rotom, which is crazy. He's pretty strong, man. He's pretty strong. He goes for a Dark Pulse and crits me, and as I go for a U-turn out, you know, just to get some momentum, you know, and it would have done more damage to Rotom than if I were to go for something else. So he goes for Spirit Shackle, tries to lock me in, but I'm flying type, so it doesn't matter. And actually, maybe it does matter. But anyways, I go for U-turn, go for U-turn, and then just go right back on to Vespiquen, inviting in his Rotom. If he decides to Volt Switch or do something like that, then I can bring in my my Kingler, which is at max health, and take out something basically. Unfortunately, I don't have Water Jet, so it probably wouldn't have worked, but whatever. I decided to keep doing this flip turn bullshit as he crits my... did he? No, he didn't even crit. No, that Hyper Voice is strong, I'm telling you. So I just keep flip turning out here. That actually doesn't kill, which is really sad. Considering Sylveon is most of the time just fully specially defensive. Not fully, but like, you know, like it has a lot more special defensive investment. So I'm looking at this here. Seaking outspeeds Sylveon and my Sarina outspeeds Seaking. So I was like, okay, let me get a... let me just Rapid Spin and get a speed boost, which doesn't make me faster than Rotom. It actually puts me at 270, but I'm hoping he's not max speed Rotom. So yeah, you can see my speed is at 270 right now. Rotom, if it's max speed, is 298, which is unfortunate. So I decided to go for knockoff here, and it turns out that he was actually Choice Scarf. And I guess he doesn't have another move. He probably should have went for Leaf Storm, but like then it would have dropped a special attack, and Kingdra would have lived. Everything, maybe, I don't know. So that's the second win right there. We have one more game. Actually, at this point, I stopped after the fourth game because my computer was about to die in, and this is the part where my roommate freaking walked into the room and was like on the phone, and I was like, oh bro, I told you I was going to be recording, man. And yeah, so I had to scrap the voice, and I just kept playing, so the computer was recording. Oh, actually, this is a really, really long part. I'm gonna cut this part out actually because it takes a while to look for the battle. Maybe I won't cut it out just because you guys are going to be like, I don't know. Some people are going to be like, oh, you just cut out the part you won or something like that. I don't know. The video is not even that long to begin with. Maybe I'll just leave this part in. You know, it's not that bad. You guys can skip forward if you want. So I'll just leave it. I'll leave this in. Whatever. But yeah, I haven't changed the background. I should probably change the background to something else. You know, I really like Electros because it's one of the Pokemons that have like no natural weakness. And same thing with Arcanine when it uses Burn Up. So I really like that too. And yeah, I'm just admiring my own team right now because I really, really love doing that. You know, and I always order Pokemon by like HP. So you can see Politoed has the more HP investment. I put Politoed at the beginning. Kingdra, what is that? Kingler with attack, Vespiquen with the defense, and then, you know, special attack, and then special defense with the Seaking, and then speed. Not so much speed on Sarina, but you know, the Rapid Spin kind of. So that's why I ordered the team. I put the team in the order that it is. If he gets up Sticky Webs here, my Rain team is gonna suck a little bit more. Although most of my mons are slow anyways. I don't want him to go for Taunt. I'm gonna go straight up for Scald here. He could go for Taunt. To be honest, I think that would have been his best play, and then go for Stealth Rocks after. And here I was debating, like, is he going to go for Taunt here? Should I just kill him? Should I do something? And I'm like, should I go hard in a Sarina because he's burnt and he's not going to do as much damage? And because he was taking so long, I actually decided to go hard Sarina here, I believe, on his... Oh, never mind. I go for Protect on his Earthquake. And now I go Sarina on his Dual Wing Beat. Luckily, it missed, but you can see in the next turn how much damage it's going to do. It's going to do, like, not much at all. And I'll be able to Rapid Spin these rocks away. Yeah, and just it's just completely gone. I think he could have went in a hard Golurk here because later you'll see in the video that Golurk is actually freaking set up and it could have swept me if he had went into Golurk there. But he goes into Arcanine here. Honestly, I'm looking at my defense and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure I'll live this as long as he's not Flare Blitz. So he decides to go for a Wild Charge and I'm like, okay, cool. So now I can just U-turn out. I'm kind of a demon for staying in, but even if I didn't, I didn't want Politoed or anything else to take any damage. So decided to just go for that and go into Kingdra and flip turn out instead of, I was kind of sacking, the thing at the time. He goes into that and I'm just like, oh, well, I guess Sticky Webs are going up. Might as well go into Politoed, set up the rain. So, or actually I went Vespiquen there, but I didn't go into Vespiquen fast enough for him to for me to bluff that I had an air slash move or something like that. So I just U-turn out of there. I think which is a crit. Yep, it was a crit. So 32%, which was really nice. I go for Rain Dance here. On his Duraludon, and I think I'm going to go for one Scald just to see how much it does. I know it's like resisted because, Dragon type and whatnot, and he does a lot. And my Scald under Rain doesn't do that much, so at the time I didn't know what it was until I decided to go into Sea King, and I was just like, oh, or actually on his next Thunderbolt because it has the special attack raise or whatever. I decided to go for a knockoff here, and I found out that he goes for a Heavy Slam for some reason. I guess he doesn't know that water types resist steel. Anyways, I knocked off his Assault Vest. So I was like, oh, that's why it didn't do that much. But then again, Politoed has no special, as you can see, it has no special attack investment. But base 90 special attack is still decent enough. And I'm just looking at it like, under Rain boosted, no damage, huh? Okay, whatever. So just gonna flip turn out here on that. Again, Steel Beam didn't even do that much to me, and I just flipped turn out. Going into Sarina, hopefully I can Rapid Spin. If he goes into Golurk, I can just go for a Power Whip or a knockoff here. I'm going to fear his Leech Life. I always have a safe Vespiquen to go into. Honestly, it is defensive, so I would live a Liquidation, at least one Liquidation, yep. Even though under Rain and stuff like that, and I can go into Kingdra here on his next Liquidation, and go for Hurricane because he has the 0.75 evasion, so I know Hurricane's going to hit no matter what. And right here, he kind of goes hard into Golurk, which is kind of crazy, and I'm just looking at it like, bro, all right then, cool. I could hit this next one, because I didn't know it was set up at the time, but, I could definitely lose if it is. But so he decides to go for an attacking move like Poltergeist or something like that, and knocks out my Vespiquen. Decided to go into Politoed here because I think it lives. I saw that it's life form and I'm like, shit. But I need this Rain so I can outspeed, I can outspeed his team, right? So this was really problematic. I decided to go for Rain Dance right here because I'm like, I should live. I really should live. Honestly, I could have just went for Scald here. Maybe he should have just knocked him out from the start, but he goes for Poltergeist and I do live, and right here, I'm just basically sacking my Politoed. I want him to take me out because he's not going to be able to outspeed. And as he goes for Rock Polish, expecting me to hard switch into Kingdra for some reason. I had to sack Politoed there. There was nothing else I can do, I don't think. And here I'm going to go for Toxic. Go into Kingdra here, and I have 5 or 7 or I have 5 turns of Rain. He has 3 Pokemon. I'm good. He goes for 1 Protect, and I'm like, okay, cool. I have 4 turns of Rain. He has 3 Pokemon. Oh, you can see my speed is 358, so it's like, I'm still faster. It's fine. And he goes for second Protect, gets it, which is like, bruh. He gets 2 Protects in a row, and I'm like, okay, 3 turns of Rain, 3 Pokemon, right? Seems fine to me, whatever. Honestly, I was expecting him to get a 3rd one, but luckily he did not, and he decides to go on Arcanine here, and honestly, this should have been Screaming Choice Scarf because he went hard into it. But yeah. None of the other Pokemon on my team could really take a hit, so I was just like, okay, whatever. Time to spin these webs away because what else can I do, right? I don't think they can live a play rough from Arcanine. So it did 28.4, and I'm just looking at it like, shit, maybe I'll be able to live this one too, and I'll go for knockoff and get rid of his Choice Scarf, which honestly might be worse for me considering he can go for like Wild Charge or and sweep the rest of my team. So you can see later me actually not living that actually helped me out and not knocking off his Choice Scarf. Here I'm predicting his Starmie basically, so I'm not going to go for a Liquidation. I'm going to go straight for a knockoff here. And I do manage to predict his Starmie, and he can't lock himself into Wild Charge because Sea King has the ability. So I'm just gonna go for Liquidation, and he crits the close combat but doesn't win. And that is it, guys. I'll see you next time.